Okay, so if you're a tech leader in Denmark right now, you're probably wrestling with a huge challenge. How do you go all in on incredible new AI without, breaking trust or getting tangled up in complex regulations? It's a massive balancing act. So let's dive into a playbook for getting it right. Well, the answer really boils down to having a leader who lives and breathes at that exact intersection. And that's where Rune Overgaard comes in. His whole specialty is weaving together technical innovation with real commercial growth, and this is the crucial part: global safety. And he's honed these skills in, let's be honest, one of the most demanding tech environments on the planet. So first things first, we need to reframe how we think about this. A lot of companies see trust and safety as just a cost center, right? Something you have to do. But what if you measured its impact in a totally different way? What if you had a P&L based on precision, how accurate your systems are, and recall, how much bad stuff they actually catch? Suddenly the whole conversation changes. It's not a cost anymore, it's a strategic driver of value.
And this isn't just theory, it translates into some really impressive numbers. By taking full ownership of these KPIs, Rune was able to push human review precision from, get this, an initial 61% all the way up to an optimized 90%. I mean, that's a massive jump. It just goes to show how making smart, systemic improvements can lead to huge gains in quality and how effective your team can be.
But a number like 90% precision isn't just a number on a slide. It hits the bottom line, hard. By building out scalable, AI-powered systems and automating those high-value reviews, he delivered over $1.1 million in operational savings. Now, for any Danish company that's growing, where every single krona counts, that's huge. It's proof positive that you don't have to choose between efficiency and compliance. They can, and they absolutely must, go hand in hand. And look, it's not just about saving money, as important as that is. A strategist who really gets risk can also be an incredible engine for growth. In fact, in a previous commercial role, he applied that same focus on structure and building partnerships and landed the biggest incremental deal of his career, a $6.8 million C-level partnership. That's top-line growth, right there. So the results really do speak for themselves, and not just in dollars and percentages, but in reputation. This piece of feedback, I think, really hits the nail on the head. When you can combine that deep expertise with a solid, structured plan, you become more than just an employee. You become a deeply respected and trusted advisor. Okay, that foundation of trust is absolutely critical for what we're talking about next: mastering high-stakes compliance. This is where things get really tricky. It's where strategic operations smash right into the complex, always-changing world of global regulation. Just think about the intense pressure of election integrity, for example. I mean, it doesn't get much more high stakes than that. This timeline shows Rune leading the readiness efforts for Europe's top priority elections, one right after the other. We're talking the French presidential, the Hungarian parliamentary, and the Italian snap elections, all of them under this immense microscope of public and regulatory scrutiny. And his expertise here is incredibly deep. He's tackled some of the gnarliest regulatory challenges out there. We're talking everything from ensuring GDPR and DSA compliance to setting the global ad strategy for more than 230 countries. And it even gets into these really unique, tricky edge cases, like closing policy gaps for world leaders who've been ousted and even leading teams on the ground in high-risk markets to rethink and improve their systems.
When the stakes are that high, this is the kind of feedback that really matters. To have a global elections lead say they were comfortable because they knew Rune had all the bases covered, wow. In an environment where one tiny mistake can literally have global consequences, that just screams end-to-end ownership and pure reliability.
But look, being a world-class expert on compliance isn't quite enough to lead in tech today, is it? True strategic leadership means you're always looking ahead, leading the charge on innovation. So let's switch gears and talk about his proactive work with large language models and how he took them from just an idea, from pure theory, to something with real, tangible impact. And the cool thing is, this wasn't some mandate from the top. He drove this from the ground up. This path shows you the whole journey, that true end-to-end ownership. It started with him proposing the initial research, then getting everyone on board, then actually managing the ops for the experiment. And it all culminated in him co-leading the strategic roadmap for Gen AI. It was his deep knowledge of the subject that basically gave engineering the green light they needed to keep investing. And that right there is a perfect example of a powerful partnership, where insights from the operations side directly shape and de-risk the roadmap for brand new tech. And this kind of innovation, it really comes from a place of collaboration.
I love this quote from Sarah Cancilla, who was actually Meta's very first UX hire, which is incredible. It points to this really essential quality. Just being open to questioning long-held beliefs, to rethinking how things have always been done. I mean, that's the absolute core of a true design thinking and product mindset.
So, you might be thinking, okay, this innovative, systems-first approach works great at a global tech giant. But what happens when you take that same strategic mindset and apply it to building something brand new from scratch? Well, that's when you see a true entrepreneurial spirit come to life.
So let me introduce you to Pitchwise. This is a startup Rune founded, and it's basically an AI-powered marketplace that's a direct application of his expertise in building smart systems. The goal is really simple. Use AI to make sure everything is high quality and transparent so you can connect businesses with freelance pros who are actually vetted and qualified.
And when I say he founded it, I mean he was hands-on with everything. He didn't just have the idea. He's the one who designed the entire business plan. He personally built the MVP that's live right now. And he developed that automated AI vetting system that's at the very heart of the whole thing.
All right, let's bring all these threads together. What we've seen is this incredible combination of world-class corporate experience on one hand and a founder's scrappy, build-it-yourself grit on the other. And when you mix that with a deep understanding of the local Danish landscape, well, you get something truly unique and incredibly powerful.
Think about it like this. On one side, you've got deep local credibility, graduating in the top 10% from Aarhus University. And on the other side, you've got proven global scale, acting as the subject matter expert for over 230 countries at a company like Meta. That blend of local roots and global execution, that's something you just don't see every day. And that global impact, it's not just on his resume, it's what his colleagues say. To be known inside an organization as huge and complex as Meta as the go-to person for European elections, that says it all. It just solidifies his status as a central, trusted leader who really, truly knows his stuff. Which really brings us right back to where we started. But this time, the question is for you. Now that you've seen this playbook in action, you have to ask, is your organization really ready to scale with AI without dropping the ball on trust, safety, or compliance? If you're looking for a leader who can help you confidently answer yes to that question, then it's probably a good time to connect.